My name is Yusuf Adamu Gagdi. I represent Panshinkanke Kanam. I am from Plateau State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first, let me appreciate my brother from Plateau State for bringing this timely motion. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I think I have not heard anything that pleases my heart regarding to inhuman act meted to African people staying in South Africa. Inasmuch as, Mr. Speaker, that I don't understand all the actions of the citizens of South Africa against their fellow African nationals is unacceptable. I say, Mr. Speaker, without any fear of contradiction, that the responses by the government of South Africa is equally not understandable. Mr. Speaker, I say this because of these reasons. One, I don't want to talk about the apartheid era. I want to look at it in our own responsibilities as mandated to us by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am wondering the importance that Nigerians' government seems to attach to the life of the citizens of Nigerians. I don't want to agree with material compensation, Mr. Speaker. No matter how much South African governments are going to compensate those that lost their properties, it cannot equate the value of one single human life. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that as Parliament, we should not watch South Africa lure us into material things. The apology is not enough, but what I want to say is we equally give room for South African government to behave the way they are behaving. Previous speakers have spoken. They have mentioned responses of South African government, particularly the Deputy Minister of Police Affairs of South Africa, where he seems to justify the animal act meted against Nigerians and other citizens of African nations. Mr. Speaker, I think if our government have taken aggressive diplomatic actions against South African government, I am sure they will not have come to Nigeria to be insulting the government of Nigeria and the citizens of Nigeria with a mere apology. We expect far better than the so-called apology by the South African government to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that our actions at the end of the day, after debate on this motion, should be geared toward compelling Nigerian government to start without any delay, initiating diplomatic reactions that will teach South African lesson so that they will value human life, so that they will be religious at least once in their life, so that they will see human life as a very sacred responsibility by God to protect. Mr. Speaker, I want to say again that I appreciate Nigerians because we are forgiving. That is a typical Nigerian man for you. There are South Africans in Nigeria, but Nigerians decide not to take laws in their own hands by responding the same way that those people calling themselves human beings, whereas they are animals who kill people and set them ablaze. Mr. Speaker, I maintain my stand before I sit down, that until and unless Nigerian government initiate a process of dealing with South Africa diplomatically, do not hope that our citizens, the people we represent, will be seen us as people that will tomorrow face them and say that the statutory responsibility of government is to protect the life and properties of its citizens. And if that is the most important constitutional responsibility of every government, we need to do more than what we are doing, and we need to adjust the prayer to be more aggressive in such a way that Nigerians will know that their representatives at the National Assembly are quite conscious of their responsibility, particularly at its border on human life. Finally, Mr. Speaker, let me thank the Nigerian citizens for behaving the way they should behave. The actions, the little actions of reaction from those citizens is understandable, but they have not even exaggerated it to my expectation. Therefore, I use this opportunity to say thank you to the Nigerian people for doing justice, for being patient. Thank you, and God bless you, Mr. Speaker.